treated like a rock star and then getting dropped off every night after having great dinners. That was fun. But all the work leading up to that for the past 18 years or 20 years of my journey in the hospitality world led up to this point.
Everyone wants the results, but no one's willing to put in the work. No one loves the work it took to get it.
Sometimes it is external pressures. Fuck, everyone's doing this, fucking and then you feel like you need to fit into these lines.
You cannot do the same shit that everyone is doing and expect to be really good and kill it, because everyone's doing the same fucking shit. You have to do something different. You have to. You've got to do what's outside of the norm. And when you're sitting there and say you have to tell the story of your life on your deathbed, but you're not going to talk about how easy it was every single moment of every single day. That's going to be a boring story.
Will you set goals for 2025?
Hey, we got a first. Our first second appearance from a guest.
You're right. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Adam.
Thank you very much. It was in December last year.
Was it that? Yeah, it was early, wasn't it? You were one of the very first guests we've ever had on the podcast.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think.
Yeah, very early. I think Cam was first, maybe.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You're right. So, man, what's happened? It's been a while. I actually haven't seen you since that time.
Yeah. I've been...
This podcast has blown up since then, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's massive. Yeah.
What's... okay.
I've seen the numbers.
Straight off the bat. Yeah. Straight off the bat. What's the biggest thing that's happened to you between now and then?
I've been in like 9 or 10 different countries since then, so that's a lot more globe traveling and learning about the world, not
is
just
that a
hearing
work
about the world.
Thing, or is that a
it's all work related?
Yeah, cool.
What's your favorite country that you visited? You know what? Let's ask a better question. Which country do you hate? Answer the first one first.
I think it's still Dubai. That's a city. That's not a country. But yeah I think Dubai is... They know what service is about. They know what looking after people is about. They know what luxury is about. And it's not just trying to do a transactional thing. It's about looking after each other, giving someone an experience. And that is something that's lacking here and a lot of the Western world, I find.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get it a little bit more depending where you walk into, like from a luxury brand point of view. For example, like I went to Mont Blanc today and bought a pen.
You did?
Yeah, for it was a birthday present.
Oh, nice.
And you look at that. If I went into there and bought the pen, the service that they give you, the whole experience, their knowledge behind the product, what it means, what it does, all that sort of stuff, and then I go into Officeworks and get a BIC. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You're not going to get that same level of service and expectation. In the same token, you're spending 1,000% more on a pen.
Yeah.
But still, I dare say that even in a less brand eccentric shop, you'll still get a similar level of service when you're in Dubai as well, because they have that whole ethos of giving that experience and having that to their customer as well.
Have you been?
I've been in 06, so a long time ago when they were still building a lot of the stuff. It's the way I described Dubai to people back then was, imagine if you had an unlimited amount of money and what you would do with it. And it just there's no end to it. Like, you're talking, they've built islands in the shape of the world. They've built islands in the shape of a palm tree. They've got in the desert a ski center. You know, they've got all these hectic things that you just wouldn't expect anywhere else in the world, or even there, for example. The tallest building, just
apparently they I don't know, this I could be wrong, but I heard someone saying that they had oil, right, and that's how they got rich, but they knew they were going to run out. So they had to transform it into something else, and they turned it into a tourist thing. Yeah. They're like, we need a way to keep money flowing through this place. Very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, let's put all this money into this, and now it's like this really cool place to go hang out, and people want to live there, and no taxes, and...
Well, it's an oasis. It feels too good to be true. Yeah. And it is. It's superficial. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you go there and everyone's really authentic. There's still like that superficial business transactions, like I'm going to do this so that we talk. But people will drop $50,000 a night just on a few drinks just to show that they can. Yeah. So it's still that superficial environment. But when you go to a local restaurant or cafe, you get the great service that you don't get here if you walk to the corner shop. So I think that is something that's lacking in our world at the moment.
So Australia, you've had that experience. Do you look at doing that in your own businesses? Because you got quite a few across the board. You still got a few. You haven't sold them or bought more. Where's you sitting now there?
Sold 2 of them. But yeah, got most of them still.
So do you try and get some inspiration from that, what you've seen overseas, to go, well, cool, if it's not there, let's bring it here?
Yeah, definitely.
Or sorry, if it's not here, let's bring it here.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also got to be a market for it, right?
There's a market everywhere.
Do you reckon that's not applicable though?
Yeah.
Imagine anywhere. Like if you go into somewhere and you make your client or your customer feel in a way that they're valued and appreciated. And I'm not talking sucking up to them in that regard. I'm just saying, no, like a genuine, proper service, no matter what it might be, that little bit extra.
So, okay, let's do this. Give us an example of something that happens when you're at a restaurant there that doesn't happen here.
A refresher towel or a towel to start your meal. You wash your hands.
It's also not 900 degrees a day here.
Yeah, but at the end of the meal, you get like at KFC, you get a refresher towel to wipe down. So if you're having all of this food and you want to be clean afterwards, but you don't want to walk to the bathroom, you sit there, they open the packet for you, they hand it to you, you take it out and you clean
There's definitely
yourself.
a level of service, I think. And that's what I've noticed at higher end restaurants as well, when you go to a nicer restaurant. And you get that level of service from your waitresses or waiters that come and serve you. They know the menu inside out. They're like, hey, I recommend this with that because the taste of the two will just be so fresh in your mouth and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, there's probably it shows that level of care to their product, doesn't it? You know, when I see a waiter, I went to a restaurant last weekend with some friends and it was a nicer one. And again, the waiter was like, what do you recommend? He goes, okay, do this. He goes, if you really like this type of food, get that. If you don't like that, don't worry about it. We'll mix it with this. He knew the menu. He had that
intimate knowledge.
That intimate knowledge, but also you kind of felt like you had a bit of passion about it too. So imagine you can have that with your employees as a business owner and have them connect with your clients that much on that level.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I would go back.
Yeah, and like what Robbie was saying, he asked, would there be the market for it here? Now, there's a health club in Collingwood. I keep forgetting the name, but it's on Wellington Parade. And the reason it popped out to me was it was like almost the whole length of a block there. And that was probably like 500-600 meters, but it was just branded. But all the windows were frosted. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm thinking, is it a spa, like Crown Spa? Can I take the missus there and let's have some treatments? No, it's an exclusive health club where memberships range from $500 to $1,000 a month, and you've got only 250 clients in there. So there's a giant wait list of like 5,000 people sitting there.
Yeah, right.
Because they want to get into that health club. They don't know what's in the health club. Obviously, there's pictures and stuff, but they don't know what's in there. They don't know who they might meet. But the person who's spending $1,000 a month,
on a health club,
to go sit in a steam room, that's the person you want to be in the room.
Yeah.
So you don't have to always see where the bigger market is, but there's always a market. There's always a niche. There's always someone that's willing to pay that money to get in there. It's like the Ferrari clubs, the Porsche clubs.
Yeah.
It's like the Rolex clubs.
Amex stuff.
It's all that.
Centurion.
It's exclusivity. That's what people are paying for.
And then you go all down the other spectrum as well. When you make something so competitively priced and cheap that it's like a no-brainer for you to buy it. You know, I don't know if we spoke about this on another podcast, but recently I've joined up at a gym, it's Derrimut gym.
Yep.
Right, I've already got one gym membership, which I pay annually for. This one was so cheap. It's a brand new gym, big. It's got everything you need in it, all that sort of stuff. And I think it was about $180 or something for the year.
Is it open yet?
I think it opens early November.
Yeah.
No, it does.
They did a sick launch, yeah?
Yeah. Really
They ran
good.
ads, $180 for a year. Everyone I know signed up.
Yeah,
Including me. I know people who signed up for
Yeah.
it as well. And they're like, this is so cheap. Like, even if I don't go,
It's what is it?
it's fine.
Yeah.
What a way to fund your gym.
Yes, it is. And the guy has just, what are the two biggest objections when going to the gym? It's money is probably the first thing. Like people don't want to spend, $1,000 a month or whatever it might be, and it's time. So he got rid of those two objections by going, well, I'm going to be cheaper than every other gym. I'm going to have the best equipment and I'm going to make it 24 hours. And I'm going to have all these other services inside the gym that others don't. So he's now gone and he's probably fully aware that most of the people that are going to sign up are never going to step foot in, or they'll step in there for the first 2 weeks and it's, whatever, I only paid $200. I'm not going to go for the rest of the year.
Yeah, while they're motivated.
That's right. And then you'll get the people that are genuinely interested in their health and their fitness that'll always go there. And look, I've heard that some of the gym locations that they've got, there's a line to get in. Like, what the fuck? If I saw a line to get into the gym, I would turn away and never go back.
I was driving past one close to your old suburb, and it is packed. The
My
car
old
park,
suburb?
yeah, Roxy.
Roxy?
Yeah,
Shout out to Roxy
Yeah.
Park.
And the car park is just packed.
Camberfield?
Coolaroo.
Oh, is it having a Coolaroo?
Yeah, it's on Pascoe Road.
Oh, yeah.
But it's packed. You go at 7 o'clock at night. It's like a club.
Yeah,
you can't
that's
get
right.
in.
And that's what I was looking at. Oh, I heard the same about the Oakley Club as well. And look, here it's my fear to go there. Not my fear, but I'd hate it if I get to that gym and it's just, I've got to line up or there's 300 people for the one machine. But it's big. So depending on the time of the day that you actually go will determine, I think, how busy it's going to be.
I think if you're in that 5 a.m. club and you go into Durham, you're safe.
Yeah, I think that's the same with
Some
most
gyms are
gyms.
packed at 5, man.
Look,
I don't think
the gym
Durham
I go
is
Yeah,
packed at
that.
5 a.m. I think it's
You know,
more that...
it might not be. No, it depends. I mean, the gym I go to, which is a Good Life, it's busy at 6. Like, there's enough people in there that, you know, you could wait.
If it became any more, you'd be like, I'm not coming here.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. And it's Monday's always the busiest chest day. Like everyone,
International Chest Day.
Everyone knows it. Yeah. See, like everyone's doing chest on Mondays. So it's always tends to be a little bit busier. And then by Friday at 6 a.m, there's no one there. Like it's a lot quieter on that day. I imagine the hype will be in the first few weeks, but it's a smart location. Like in the Port Melbourne area where they're putting it, there's heaps of apartments going up. There's a whole bunch of townhouses going up. There is so much urban sprawl in that space that this gym's going to be really busy for the years to come. But got me thinking about even our products and services, and when does it get to a point where it's a no-brainer? Because we were talking about this a little while ago with some of the products that we offer at the training, and it's like, well, do you make it so cheap, or even your marketing, you were saying, do you make it so cheap that everyone would sign up to it, and then you have 100,000 people paying you $200? Or do you make it a $3,000 product and have 15 people? Do you know which one stacks up? Obviously, the first one, but again, you've got to be able to service that too. You don't want to drop the quality. You still want to have the results. You still want to get all that stuff. But
Yeah, do you make it so cheap that it's like a Netflix or a Spotify update, so that it's only $10 or $12 a month?
that's right.
And you don't really care if it keeps coming out of your account. So you forget that it's almost coming out because it's so small.
Netflix is like $30 a month now.
Yeah.
Is it?
Fucking joke.
Surely not.
I swear.
Do you know what shit me up the wall the other day? I was watching Amazon. I was watching some show on Amazon, and then halfway through the fucking show, ads pops up.
Yeah.
And I'm watching a commercial.
Dude, Amazon's the cheapest. They have every right. Like they're $9.
No. Go fuck yourself.
Why?
No. I don't want to see ads. Give me an option not to pay for ads.
They do now.
reckon there's more.
You've got to
Do they?
upgrade now to get $13 a month instead of $9 a
I'm
month.
going to do that right now. I'm going to leave this podcast.
But
anyway,
the fact that Prime is such a good service, next day delivery for paying $10,
So
no delivery
Prime
fee.
is the best subscription service on the market, without a doubt, in the world. You get dude, you get music, you get videos, like movies.
Books.
Yeah,
Audible.
Nah, Audibles. You get
gotta pay
Audibles
for that.
extra.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can get one credit every
get- I
month.
think you can-
Oh, you never.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
$17.
right. That's right.
You get Prime service, like the next day delivery. All that's like, it's unbelievable, man. For what, $10 a month, $120 a year, or if you pay for it annually, I think it's $99 for the year.
Well, now
there's
with
a-
ads, you've got to pay the extra $3.
But we're
Tough.
But you look at, say, Foxtel then, for example. Foxtel was like, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
$120 or some shit for their pack. Like, who has Foxtel these
they
days?
had. I know people.
They had to.
I know people that might watch this that have Foxtel.
My old man's got it, and I piggyback off his account and do it on my phone and
Yeah,
stream it
yeah.
onto the TV. But do you know what? Never use it. Never use it. There's not that much. Like back in the day, like, this is great because
Yeah, it was a whole
you
thing.
only had 7, 10, and 9 and ABC to watch on TV.
You wanted sports.
Now
you
you've
had
got
to get
heaps
those
of free. Yeah, now you want sports, you can get that wherever you want.
You get KO.
That's pretty much the main.
Stan.
Well, that's right. You've got all these other services now, and even like a Netflix. Even if you had Netflix, Disney, Prime, whatever the other ones are, you're still cheaper than Foxtel. So I'm surprised that they are even in existence still.
But Foxtel partnered with Netflix a few years ago,
I see,
and then they
yeah,
made
I've
that
seen
on
that too.
demand.
They've
So
made it
they're
on
using
there
the
too.
same category. So I don't know if part of the profits or the revenue is going to Foxtel or vice versa. So they're using the same.
Netflix and Foxtel.
So
Who?
Netflix and
Oh,
Foxtel.
really?
Yeah, they partnered a few years
I'm
ago.
curious to see what Foxtel's worth. I'd be surprised if it's still, over $100 because who in their right mind would pay that?
I think it is.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Like, why? There is no benefit to you doing that. They don't offer anything special. And
channels
it's like
like Fox
back in the
8.
day when I remember in primary school when cable TV came out, the big thing was no ads. It's like they just creep in. They
But
creep
Fox,
in.
yeah,
from time
Fox
to
still
time.
has
They've got
ads.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. So now you're paying for ads, and that shits me. Like, fuck off. Don't want to see it.
But that's the game.
It is the game.
That's
at the end of the day.
all
Like, that's the
media,
whole purpose of
media
them doing
makes
it.
money through ads.
That's right. The whole purpose of them doing it for 10 years, 20 years without ads is so now we have 43,000 people a day signing up. So, hey, watch some ads.
Yeah,
Or don't. We don't care.
But
We've got
that's-
so many people that will still pay for it.
But also, they're getting paid by the advertisers for their database now.
Yeah.
So we have 2 million people subscribed. So you're having the opportunity to advertise for 2 million people.
Yeah, it's eyeballs. That's how the media machine works. You know, what I
Says
mean?
the
Like,
media guru.
right now, we have people listening to this, and whilst we've got you listening, we actually want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor for this episode.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't have one, but people listening, we are looking for sponsors. So if you do want to sponsor the episode and you want to reach our audience, hit us up. There'll be an email or something somewhere on the screen.
Click this button.
That one there.
Boom.
That one there.
That one there. Click that one.
And you'll get some information on how to sponsor the show. Back to where we were.
All right. So, yeah, talking about that exclusivity.
Yeah.
About a month and a half ago, I went with my brother-in-law to Watches of Switzerland
Yep.
in Collins Street, and he was accepting a Rolex.
Is there one in the casino as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Watches of Switzerland.
I know nothing about watches.
And we went in there
Tell the time.
Don't know.
all the time, bribe people with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we walked in there. The service was so exclusive. What's your appointment? Who's your name? Come to the back room. And we go to the back room. Would you like some champagne? Would you like some whiskey? We didn't even talk about watches for the first 15 minutes of the appointment. We were just talking shit.
What's a watch worth there?
Well, it
Oh, it
depends.
depends what you get.
Like,
So if you get a Breitling, it could be a couple $1,000. Like,
I guess that started about a couple grand.
yeah, and then
up to
and then he showed us the most expensive watch in the store, which was $400,000. So it was a full see-through. You could see all the gears and mechanics behind it. It was on a rubber band. I was like, is this really that exclusive? But obviously it is. And again, the same thing as that Ferrari club or this health club is you're going so high up that when you know, you're like, that guy makes money.
Yeah.
You're going to sit down and talk to that person. But the service was there. And like you were saying with the Mont Blanc pen, you get that service.
Yeah, you walk in and you're just like, I can get you some water. I'm like, yeah, should you go sparkling or still? Yeah, I'll have some sparkling. All right, so that bottle costs $3-4, all right, for every single person that comes in there.
they got you
Let's go.
sparkling water at Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
pretty cool.
They do that at most of those really high-end plush brands. You know, whenever I've gone into, I know, Tiffany's is the same, Gucci, like all those high-end brands, they do the same thing there. Like, oh, can I get you a glass of water or a drink? Like, yeah, cool. But, you know, little things like that. But at the end of the day, I just, you know, you go in there and you spend $1,000 on something. What's a $3 bottle of water going to do? You know?
That's the thing. When you charge the right prices, you can
Yeah.
provide a better service.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite side, you hear stories about how Louis Vuitton staff are trained to treat you like dirt.
What?
So then you've got something to prove, and you're like, I can pay $3,000 for a handbag. I can pay $11,000 for a handbag. And then obviously after a time when you've build rapport, then you get treated like, come here, let me teach you, let me take you to the back room, let me teach you about
You
the
reckon
product.
that's a sales method? Like selling it's not.
Well, it's like Porsche.
I was trying to buy a car once, and the guy said to me, "This is not the car for you."
Yeah.
And I said, "You're a dickhead. Let me talk to someone else."
Yeah.
Like,
But it's true.
I didn't.
was that the-
I didn't end up buying a car.
Is that the C63?
Yeah.
I remember.
Didn't end up buying a car because we disagreed so much.
Yeah. That's bad rapport,
I got a good
think.
guy in Mercedes if you need.
Do you?
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
He's a Ford man now, though.
Yeah.
Fucked.
A Ranger.
We're all
Yeah.
Ranger. Have you still got your
I
Ranger?
got my Ranger.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Sick. Let's go. Let's form a club.
Of course.
The Ranger
The
Club?
Ranger Club will be exclusive.
Everyone's going to think it's the Ranger Club.
Well, I've got a client actually who is part of that, who's part of the Ferrari Club. I was talking to him about it the other day. He's actually going on a trip, I think, tomorrow, whatever it is. And he's going away for a whole week. Him and his mates in the Ferrari Club are taking their cars and they're cruising. They're going to do however many Ks they're going to do for a whole week. I'm like, that's cool. And he goes, yeah, we're just talking. One of the nicest men I've met in a long time. I said, hey, I'd love to come to this one day. He goes, yeah, look, absolutely. You're more than welcome. And he goes, oh, depending what one you come to, he goes, you need to have a carburetor. Like they've got a carburetor club where they just have the older cars, like your muscle cars and whatnot. And then they have others with new cars. Like he goes, once I took my M3. He goes, there's people there with new McLarens. He goes, it's not just Ferraris. It's you're in the club and they have heaps of cars. Some people bring Porsches, whatever it might be.
So you got to go into your garage and pick which one of the cars you want for the day.
I'd have to pick which one I want to use.
The McLaren, the Lambo, the Ferrari.
It's hard. It's like tough.
It's a very great problem to have.
It is. But that's the thing, right? And it's... So what's to say? And we've had this conversation a few times. We've spoken about the F1, a whole range of things. And let's just say, okay, cool. He's invited me. He said, yeah, you can come. You need a Ferrari. Said, yeah, no worries. I'll get one. So say I go get a Ferrari now. And I say to him, yep, Mr. Smith, can I come for a cruise? He goes, yeah, George, absolutely. So now I'm part of the club. Who am I driving with? And he comes up, he goes, oh, guys, I want you to meet George. Oh, g'day, mate, how are you? He goes, yeah, George is building my house. Oh, really? I'm looking to build my house in Sorrento. I'm looking to build my house in Turak.
Yeah.
I'm looking to build oh, really? My son wants to build something. He's got this development site. Can you help him out? Every builder he speaks to is a dickhead. Obviously, you're working with Mr. Smith. You must be reputable. How's that? Yeah. In one fucking transaction like that, you pay for the car.
Yeah, for the cost of
10 times over. Or 10 times over, whatever it might be. You pay for the car because of the connections and the circles that you're going to be in as a result of your actions. And that's what I've realized, honestly, over the last couple of years, is you cannot do the same shit that everyone is doing and expect to be really good and kill it, because everyone's doing the same fucking shit. You have to do something different. You have to. You've got to do what's outside of the norm. Yesterday, I had a meeting with my whole team. There was 8 of us in the room, and I announced that I was putting on a general manager in the business. Okay, and that was that. Yeah, significant. Thank you. That your reaction says, "What? Yeah. Yes, that was a significant milestone for me in the business, and it's also something I'm very proud of. Something that does scare me to a degree, because I'm going, here you go. Here are the keys to the city. It's all yours. You drive." And I've thought about it post that moment. And to me, it's like, okay, this is the different, okay? Because I didn't think when I started my construction company, I'm going to have someone else run it in the future. I was always going to run it in my mind. It was always going to be me. And now I've got someone else in the near future going to be running the business and doing everything, all the day-to-day operations, which then allows me to step back and go, cool, let's go do something else. What else do I need to do to grow the business? Where else? What other directions do we need to go in? What other products can we invest in? Do we do more developments? Like, I've got the time to do that because someone else is driving the ship. And that, I think, is the biggest difference with the people who are going through the motions and the people that are ultra successful.
Well, one of the things that I came through this year, especially traveling to so many different countries, I got to speak to so many different companies, people I would never be put in front of. And one of the biggest things is I started implementing the saying that we've got to build raving fans.
Yeah.
And we know where that comes from. But we've got to build raving fans. If you don't have a raving fan, then people aren't going to follow you. But how do you build that? You have to be so unique that people want to hear from you.
Yeah.
People they look forward to that email in their inbox. They don't just click unsubscribe or delete. But you need to have that service that's so good that people want to be around. So when we went to Watches of Switzerland, I'm not a big watch guy. Like, I have a couple of nice watches, some cheap ones that I like, the colors and the pairings. But I walked in there and I'm like, I want to buy a Rolex now because I want that experience again. That was so unique. And now I'm telling everyone about that experience. Now you're probably priced out of the market because not many people will drop 20, 30, 60 grand on a watch. But some people will.
Yeah.
And they'll go to that place because they want that experience. But you build the raving fans.
Yeah, I think it's important with that you got to be genuine and authentic as well. Because eventually, if you're doing it to build raving fans and you get those fans and then eventually they realize that the stuff you're talking is full of shit, it'll have the adverse effect as well.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? I've seen that happen. It's happened to me in the sense that I've looked at someone going, oh, you're what a legend. I really want to connect with you. And then you do stuff following. I'm like, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not even in the same conversation of what I'm trying to do and who I want to be. And I'm now disassociated with you. And there's that level of balance, because I think sometimes people do you know what it is? They buy into the hype in the sense from a couple of things. Themselves, the person trying to create the raving fans buys into the hype. They start to believe, how good am I? How good am I? How good is this? Everyone loves me. I'm the fucking best. I'm so popular. Look at me. Look at how successful I am. And that's where that person becomes disconnected with their audience who they're trying to help and connect with. And then, you'll still get those people that buy into the hype, but eventually I think in the long term, it's not the greatest strategy.
I also think though, with that person was never genuine from the start.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
No, most of the time.
That person was always, they bought into the hype because they had to buy into the hype because it was the only thing that allowed them to do it. They had no other driver.
Yeah.
And that's why they bought into the hype, and then it became real. You know what I mean? And it comes back around to buy, and that hurts you more than anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, like as I say, like reputations take years to build and seconds to destroy.
Yeah, and also like,
and I don't want to fall in that period, that hole as well. Like, how good was the conversation when you walked into my office today? Say, this person called me up and said, starts quoting my reel.
Yeah, oh dude, I was tripped out.
It's cool. But you don't need to have, that's the other thing. People always think, I need to have 50,000 followers, 200,000 followers. I need to have viral videos to have a decent connection with someone. You just don't. You could have 3,000 followers and have really deep and meaningful connections with other people that you've never met before. And then when you actually call them or they call you and connect with you and want to do business, and I've had these people say this to me before in the past at events, they're like, I feel like I know you because I've watched so much of your stuff. I'm like, cool, I appreciate that, man. That makes me feel so nice. Thanks. I appreciate that comment and a compliment. But the trick, I suppose, around that is the same way you don't listen to the noise when it's negative, you probably need to stop listening to the noise when it's positive too. You know, you can't go in there and go, man, how good am I? I love it. I love seeing all the praise. I love receiving all the praise. And then you live off that. And then when you don't get the praise or when you get a negative comment, it's like it brings you right down again. You've got to sort of ignore both of those, the cheers and the boos. Yeah,
it works with the watches as well though. Because like if you go buy a $60,000 watch, right? And then you're like, yeah, look at me, I'm the man, la da da. And for whatever reason, you lose that watch, it breaks, you get robbed, you go in a like bad financial position and you need to move it on. You're going to go from here to...
Very much so. You're connecting your thing with your mental capacity with that object.
Yeah, your self-worth with your net worth.
That's right. Well, that's the other thing I was just about to say. It's like, look at, in business, your bank account, right? Your bank account just does this all the time. And like mine fluctuates so much in construction because we'll have $1 million in and then $1 million, 800 out. You're like, what the fuck? I had money yesterday and now I don't. So you can't connect your balance sheet to your emotional state either. You've got to understand, well, this is a long-term game. It's business. You've got to go have your ins and your outs.
And touching on your point with authenticity and social media followers, that's what that health club is doing.
Yeah.
They've capped their membership at 250 people or 500 people, whatever it is, because that's how they can best service those people.
Yeah.
They're not caring that they need to sucker in 5,000 people for the membership. They really just want those people. They want them to become the raving fans in a positive way, but they want to actually keep giving them that authentic, true service to why they signed up.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you want to leave there is if you've moved away or financial situations.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You look at it and you go, well, if I've got 250 people paying me $1,000 a month, it's 250 grand a month.
Yep.
That's a decent wicket. Now, I look at it from this perspective. If I was to do that, I would say, yeah, it's $1,000 a month, but you get a personal trainer. Like, it's included. You get PT, you get the infrared sauna, you get the spa, you get massages. We'll throw in once a week, you get your fucking gym smoothies and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. So then the value also becomes increased as a result of the service that they're getting and what they're paying for as well. And like, yeah, cool, that becomes a no-brainer then.
Yeah, the value add's there.
The value add is there. Whereas a lot of people go, oh, no, $1,000, that's ridiculous to spend on your health. But hang on, how quickly are people to spend, your $120 a month on Foxtel to sit on a couch and watch TV? Why don't you spend that on your own health? I went on this journey myself and still on this journey where I'm probably paying over $1,000 a month in personal training. I've got a PT that I train with 3 times a week and I do stuff outside of that as well. Now, I'm paying for him because I want to invest in myself and my body and my fitness, because you get one body. That's it. You don't get another one. Warren Buffett said this. I don't know if you've heard it before. It's like he walked into a classroom and he goes, everyone, I'm going to give you all a car. Any car you want. You get to pick any single car you want. He goes, but there's a rule. He goes, whatever car I give you, it's the only car you can have for the rest of your life. So what are you going to do with that car? You're going to look after it. You're going to service it. You're not going to thrash it. You're going to put top quality fuel in it, top quality oil. You're going to get serviced every single time. You're going to maintain that thing. You're going to wash it. It's always going to be the best car for you. He goes, well, why don't you do the same with your body? He goes, why do you eat shit every day? Why don't you exercise? Why are you obese? Why are you smoking? Why are you doing drugs? If you get one body, you can't go and replace that body with a new one. And, you know, the first time I heard that, it was powerful stuff. Yeah. Or maybe, that's right. Let some time go by. But it was a very powerful point that he put across there. You get one, that's it. But people don't look after it. Now, if you can appeal to that demographic to come into your gym and spend $1,000, man, that's sick. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, I think limiting the supply works well there too. You know what company I absolutely love? Amex.
Yeah, you've said that before.
Dude, it's like, honestly, I've never had a bad experience with them.
Yeah.
I've called them at 10:30 at night to complain about a payment that I didn't recognize, and they've just removed it like that.
Yeah, and refunded you.
Boom, here's your money.
I had the same thing.
And then I realized where I spent the money. They didn't tell them. But
you heard it here first, Amex.
But
cancel his
dude,
card.
but no, they've got me for life.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
They've got me for life.
I actually had that genuinely happen to me. I had a charge like $450 from the States, from a website from America that I've never heard of, never purchased. Like I was trying to find it. I go, where is this account from? Like did anyone spend something in the office? Because all my employees have a card as well. Most of them have a card as well. Like, did I spend money somewhere? Have I done something? Like, where's this come from? Couldn't find it. Made no sense to me. And it was actually on my card as well. So it wasn't an employee card. I just called them up, said, hey, actually did it online. Didn't recognize that transaction. Within 48 hours, they'd refunded the money to me. They said, yep, we'll follow it up.
Best service.
And it was never an issue. The other thing I like about it too is they're very smart, Amex, because they've gone and created this brand with their card. The business, what's the metal card called?
Centurion.
No, not the Centurion. The one that we have. What's that one?
The business platinum.
The platinum business card, right? And it's an aluminium card.
See, I'm a fan. I know all the cards.
There you go. It's an aluminium card, right? So people, when it first came out, it used to be a hot shot. Oh, look at me, I got an aluminium card. Now everyone's fucking got one. It's not a big deal when you flash your Amex. Relax, dude.
Sick card.
Relax, dude. You paid $17.50 for that card, like everyone else does. But regardless, they've gone and taken a product like that because they didn't have that card before. They had business cards, but nothing like that before. So they've gone out now, giving you a platinum card. You can have up to 99 for your employees. It comes in a nice box. You get all the added benefits. That benefits pays for the card in itself. I use it heaps. Like we will spend $100,000 to $300,000 on the card a month, and the points associated with that. Like every time I fly, most of the trip is on points because I get so many throughout the year. Whenever I go on a holiday or go interstate for business or whatever it is, it's always in business class, and it's always at a fairly significant discount because most of the time I'll pay it on points. And then there's also other perks, like you get gold memberships at Hilton and IHG hotels
and a call.
And then exactly
you get into business
cars
lounges.
and you get into business lounges and
insurance.
The travel insurance. I've never paid for travel insurance.
I've never paid for travel insurance anymore.
And I actually made a claim the other day on my insurance. They've refunded it. Like it was genuine stuff. Was it like I dropped my 43 iPads in the swimming pool? You know,
it's happened to me before.
Oh, like it's first world problems. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like every
43 iPads gone.
But they've taken a product that has now appealed to so many business owners and go, look at what you get as a result of having it. You get all the points, you get all this, you get this. And now they have a product that everyone pays $17.50 for every single year. And, you know, well, look at me, I've got a flashy metal card.
So they've got levels.
Yeah.
Then they've got the Centurion, the black metal card.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a whole different level. But then they've also got like the basic cards, like the plastic cards. Like it's a normal, anyone can have that card type.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they haven't just catered to one type of market. They're like, hey, we've got something for you, and something for you. You know
but they're a credit card company.
Yeah,
they're not a bank.
Yeah, that's right.
And what they do is they also offer payroll. So they have a banking service now that they're building in.
Yeah.
So if you can't
do
make
finance now as well.
if you can't make payroll, you can use the Amex payroll, pay your staff and still get some points on that.
Yeah.
Dude, they're so good.
They're moving out from just being that credit card company now and try to build in extra levels to open up to an even broader market.
Well, they have platforms now where if you want to, say you're a subcontractor to me and you don't accept credit card payments, I can load your invoice onto a payment platform and pay your invoice on my credit card. I get charged a fee, a percentage, as they would, a credit card surcharge effectively, and then pay you.
Which is everywhere now, though.
Yeah,
Credit card surcharge is everywhere.
Oh, yeah. But it's up to the business whether they pass that on or not.
But everyone seems to be passing it on now.
I don't.
I don't.
Whenever
either.
I do events,
I do.
It depends what it is. It depends where and what it is. So, like at an event, for example, when we're doing events, we don't go, it's $2,000 for our program, and then they go and cop a 2% fee on their card.
No, but hold on. So you know why I do? Because I didn't used to, right? Like I'd be like, okay, cool, that's the price, we'll wear that, like we're getting paid for this. But then I thought to myself, have you ever gone to buy something and then I've said, there's a 2% surcharge, is that okay? And then you're like, well, stop.
Yeah, the difference is most of the time you're buying a $2 coffee and it's 3 cents and people don't give a fuck. But when you're doing higher ticket prices, that's when people go, oh, okay, well, $50 on a surcharge, oh, okay, I guess.
Let's say you go buy
That's
a
all it
car
is.
and you put it on your credit card as $50,000 or $60,000.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 2% surcharge.
That's exactly right.
What?
Exactly right.
Which is
Put it
what
into
I
your
do.
price, though. Just
I
factor
do-
it into your price and don't bring that conversation in.
Yeah, but you're probably going to get that. And this is the
I
other
guess
thing.
at that
right?
level,
you get it.
it's a different conversation.
Correct. You get it at the different brands. So say, okay, today I bought that pen on my Amex. Do you think they charged me a fee? They didn't. Because they're a prestige brand. No, sir. We'll wear that. Of course we accept Amex. Okay, because they realize that Amex is that sort of a brand in itself. You go any luxury brand, they will not charge you for a credit card surcharge. They will not do it. But you go to wherever else it might be, somewhere else, and they go, yeah, they'll charge you, absolutely. A cafe down the road. And they'll have that mindset. Yep, we'll wear that.
Most places don't. Coles, Woolies, Servos.
Yeah, but you're talking big companies, big organizations like that.
They're also publicly traded as well.
Yeah.
Coles and Woolies.
And I'm
So there's
sure
a
their
different-
surcharge when they talk to Amex, to MasterCard, to Visa,
They get a discount.
they're not paying 2%. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oi, we're going to pay 1 cent, 1/100th of a cent. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to give you. Or we won't accept you anywhere. So that's the negotiate. Like I negotiated with one of these platforms. I negotiated a better rate for what I pay people because it was 2.5%, and I reduced it down. And then people are like, oh, how'd you do that? Just ask the question.
Yeah, of course.
And this is the other thing now too. So whenever I'll have a subcontractor from time to time want to get paid early. I said, yeah, absolutely. There's a 2% surcharge if you want to get paid early. So I then pay them on my Amex. I get all the points associated with that. I get the cash flow associated with that, and they pay for the fee. But they're like, yeah, absolutely, $300 and I get paid early. Fucking oath.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Here you go.
Well, there's a giant company that I work for, like multinational company, and they do a 2 in 10. So they'll give you a 2% discount if you pay within 10 days.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time people just want to pay in that first 10 days just to get that 2%.
See, I like that too. I wanted to bring something like that into my own company as well, like in the construction company, to improve the cash flow. But there's also other platforms there. But because we deal with such high numbers, like the other day I invoiced one client $500,000. And so I get 2% on that, 3%, 5%, it starts to add up.
Margin,
That eats that up. So it's definitely a good idea though for smaller ticket items, sometimes bigger ones, but yeah, offer a discount. We do even on our in our training stuff, we offer pay upfront discounts. So you pay the whole amount upfront for the year, absolutely we'll give you a discount. Because money is better in my bank account than in yours.
Of course. That's the number one thing, isn't it?
Yeah, always. Always.
That's why people are like, if you've got money in your account, why do you keep taking loans? It's like, because I don't want to give all that money out. I'd rather have that. And the interest is tax deductible. So why wouldn't I?
And it's still relatively cheap, even though it's higher now than what it used to be. But back in the day when it was fucking 3-4%. And even the big guys, that's the funny thing is, the more successful you get, the cheaper things become. Do you know what I mean? You get that Centurion card, for example, and you go and buy stuff, like you're going to get more points for using it. We were talking about it, like Adrian Portelli the other day, he took a screenshot of his Amex points, and he had something like 150 million Amex points or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, but does he give a shit? So like, what? I'm going to get a free I made $65 million this month.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my points to go and get a free flight, business class.
Yeah, take a first
Instead,
class
what
somewhere.
he just went and bought a jet for 12 mil instead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Those people don't necessarily need the card. It becomes a level of status and brand and exclusivity.
Yeah, and who you get to roll around with.
That's exactly right.
Like, what rooms do you end up entering?
That's the important
because
part.
you've got the card, the watch, the car,
Yeah.
you know, the helicopter, the whatever it is. You're associated with that brand, and that brand tends to attract this.
One of my goals this year was to create content at scale and to build a lot of brand. And I think I've done I have done significantly more than I have in all the other years, which has been great. And this podcast is part of that. You know, creating the brand, we often do little short snippet reels and all that sort of stuff from what we're talking about, which is always great content. And then on top of that, I'll do other video short form stuff that I'll educate and take photos, whatever it might be. Next year, again, now that I'm going to be in that that CEO role now, I want to take it again another level. I go, well, cool. You're looking at these bigger guys. Like, why does every single person who's really an influencer in the business space invest so much time, effort, and resources in brand? All of them do it. This is what I mean, doing something different. It's like, I posted 3 videos this week, killing it. Dude, these guys post fucking 10 videos before lunch every fucking day. Or 10 pieces of content. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
they have
one
a
might
team
hit.
doing it.
And one might hit.
Yeah.
And why not?
But after a while, they all hit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'd say that's just volume. Volume negates luck, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if I do 100 videos, I'm more likely to have one that fucking goes nuts.
But like Gary Vee, like you were saying, like he'll do content, and maybe 2 out of the day become viral. But he's put out 10.
Yeah. So I don't think his content's as good as what it used to be. Maybe because so many people do it now and they've caught up. Like, I think Hormozy's stuff trumps Gary Vaynerchuk's stuff.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah,
I
it would be different, but his strategy as far as getting that following and that engagement, I think, is better than Gary's.
Hormozy.
Yeah.
He just gives, dude.
Unless I'm just connected more with what he's talking about these days. That could be it too.
Yeah, but I also think, do you follow him? Alex Hormozy?
Not much.
You should follow him, dude.
Get on.
I don't like him that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, you can get off the podcast.
Yeah. I'm off. I'm done. Thanks.
Well, Gary's
I
got
think-
10.5 mil. Hormozy's still got 2. So
Yeah,
Gary's
Gary's
been doing it for a
ages,
very
dude.
long time. But just want to have a quick look.
But I feel like Gary has shifted from money, growth, money, to happiness now. He's shifted his
always
No,
happy,
he's
man.
always been
He's
about
always
that.
been happy.
No, he's
but
always
I
been
think
about
his
that.
content that used to hit was all about money, profit, growth.
You reckon?
And then now it's
Gary
about
Vee?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I reckon from the time I've
Are you happy? You're better off being happy earning 60 grand as a content
Yeah, it's
creator,
like that.
talking about
Shit you love, peanut
Star
butter.
Wars or
Yes.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
Than you are being a lawyer earning 150 grand a year.
How
but
much do you
hate
love
life.
peanut butter?
Peanut butter's sick.
Crunchy or smooth?
You got to mix it up.
Crunchy.
I still haven't tried peanut butter and Nutella.
You still haven't watched Super Pumped.
I haven't watched that either. I don't have time to watch TV. I'm in bed at 9 o'clock
What are you doing?
or 8:30. Sleep.
But what are you heading?
He's one of those people who has his life together. He wakes up early, goes to the gym.
Oi, only the last sort of 3-4 months, and it's been good. Like I'm because I'm up early. Like this morning, I was wide awake at 5 a.m. So I got up, got ready, came to work for a few hours, and went to the gym. But because I'm up so early, when it gets to 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm tired. Like I'm actually exhausted. Time to go to bed. And I find the first 2-3 hours of the day is when I'm most productive. Like I pumped out so much work in the first 2 hours before I went to the gym, and it was productive shit too. Whereas if I stayed up till 10 o'clock working, I don't feel like I'm as productive. I don't know if you guys feel that too at nighttime.
I grew up in my formative years as a night shift worker.
Yeah, right.
So if I don't sleep past 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, it really affects me. Even now, even though I've trained for it so many times, and then I had a bakery, and I'd be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but still, I just wasn't getting that quality sleep.
I think humans, I think they call it your circadian rhythm or something like that. And I think everyone's different.
Yeah.
Like I would say, me personally, if I did not have to do anything and I just had to enjoy my life, I would, without a doubt in the world, be a night owl. I would prefer to sleep until midday and stay up till 5 a.m. every single. And that's what I used to do when I was a kid. Like when I was, I remember being a kid and sitting there like, I want to see how much I can stay up. Do you know, I remember my record was 3:30 once for ages.
But then also when we were growing up,
Oh, you do it just sitting at the edge of the bed?
Nah, just like I used to stay and play game until I couldn't play game anymore.
You see, sometimes you get lost in that when you're playing games. You're actually just. I've done that before when I was younger too.
I've done it all night.
And you wake up and it's like 6 a.m. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
Where'd that go?
I'm tired, but I'm
sick.
I'm fucking
Best feeling.
but
I don't know about that.
when we grew up, we were opposing kebab shops
Yeah,
on the night shift.
yeah.
So
That's true, yeah.
yeah, so I'd finish work at 6 a.m.
Yeah, dude, I used to get home and it'd be 6:37.
Yeah, the sun was
I
up.
never really had that.
Yeah.
Never did that, which I'm
That was my
kind of glad
first ever job. I used to start at either 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. and depending on what shift I was
So
on.
one of my wife's cousins, he does traffic management, and he's been doing it for many years, but he's on the night shift. I'm like, dude, like I saw him the other day. I'm like, bro, you're getting fat. Like I said, mate, putting on some weight, bro. He's just, I think the lifestyle, the lack of sleep, I think it's affecting him negatively. And he's been doing it for like 10 plus years. Like we're talking a long time now. But he's always tired. Like he'll come to a cousin's birthday or family event that we've got on, and he's just, he's always tired because he's now at that birthday when normally he would be at home sleeping or whatever it might be. So he's like up at night, but sleeping during the day. And then even when he sleeps, he's getting 3, 4, 5 hours sleep. I think sleep is really important. That's what I've realized over the last couple of years.
Sleep and diet. So
Yeah, absolutely.
with the night shift people's diet, you don't have that broad spectrum of food that you can grab if you missed your lunch.
Yeah.
You got to go to Hungry Jack's or
Yeah,
McDonald's.
correct,
so
correct.
you just start eating crap.
Yeah.
And then you get in that rut of, oh, it's only $12. I don't have to prep anything. I don't have to have an esky. I'll just go down the road and grab
Absolutely.
a large meal.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you start putting on weight. You
Living
get more
on
depressed.
Vs and-
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking all that sort of shit.
Whereas during a daytime, like a day shift person, they can walk to the local cafe, grab a wrap, grab a sandwich, grab a salad. There's so many more options. So you don't have to think so much about your diet. But night shift people, it's just shoveling. Yeah, you can.
And it's probably better than it was 30, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember when not every Macca's was 24 hours?
Yeah.
Like there was only certain ones that were 24 hours. Do you remember that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember that? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Why is that? Are they all 24
I grew
hours
up
now?
in the north and the only 24-hour Macca's was Camberfield. Every other one would close.
Yeah.
So if you wanted-
All Bell Street Macca's.
I said it went that far. No. I was a kid.
Too far.
Yeah, the Camberfield Macca's, like if you wanted to get Macca's at night, we had to go to Camberfield. That was the only one we could find that was open. Every other one had
Ride your bike
closed.
there?
No, getting taken in the car, like parents and stuff.
Oh,
I was a
very-
kid.
oh, you say-
yeah,
oh.
a kid.
But
ride
they'd
your
close
bike
at
there.
10. They'd close at 10 or 10:30.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So if you wanted Macca's at night, you had to go to that one Macca's. Whereas now,
Never did that.
you never went to a 24-hour Macca's.
Nah, like not as a kid. Like my parents were never like, okay, let's go to Macca's, guys. They're all logs. They were always cooking, and there was always food in the fridge.
Yeah,
It must be nice.
because living large.
Always splashing the cash.
Yeah, just splurging.
What's news? Like what? We're
We've just gone on tangents
I know. In 12 months, when you're on the podcast again,
Yeah.
we'll see how good this episode is. By the way, before we
come back, yeah.
before we sign you up for episode 3.
Now that there's no Hormozy, I don't know if
What? Where are you going to be in 12 months?
I don't know. I'm thinking about that because we're coming towards the end of the year. Always the reflections are coming up, and I'm like,
So this will air in November.
oh, all right,
Yeah.
awesome. So, which is only a couple days away anyway.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. So, you're coming to that reflective point of the year, and I'm like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go more into the brand, like you said at the start of this year? I want to produce more content and content and content. Do I want to do that? Am I going to my food background where it seems to be hitting better when I do my food content? Then I've also got the drumming content that, even though I'm decent, that never hits.
Yeah.
So do I just stick with the food and then build that food consulting business?
Food's a massive market. Yeah,
It
It
is.
is. Dude, I've been doing pizza reviews, and I'll drop content that'll change someone's life. No one watches it.
Yeah.
They'll watch me eat a pizza.
Yeah.
I love watching your pizza videos.
I love watching my pizza videos.
I was debating for so many years, do I do this? Do I do the pizza review?
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
People love it. because they want to at home. They're like, is it a 4.6?
Do you know how many messages I get?
3.7?
They're like, hey man, that pizza looked sick, man. Where'd you get it? Like, was it that good? Like,
Was it really that good? You get paid off.
yeah. They're like, was it?
Do you get them for free or do you have to pay for them?
I think we'll get to the point. Yeah, we'll get to the point where eventually I'll walk in and I'll be like, from the house.
Yeah, but you pay.
Hey,
You pay for a service.
me?
Yeah, make sure you pay.
No.
You're a small
I'm
business
trying to
owner.
get to the point where I'm not going to eat the pizza. Like I'll have a slice and then give it away.
Yeah, that's-
But at the moment now,
You're
I'm still
hungry.
eating the whole pizza.
Yeah. Good. Out goes the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
So it's like it never happened.
I ate that whole pizza yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, the
whole
cheese
thing.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked good. That did look good. You were saying
sick,
it.
dude.
That's the first time you've actually said this is a good fucking pizza.
I was frothing it. It was Iggy frothing.
Yeah, but he gave him a 4.3.
That's an 8.6 out of 10. That's 86%.
That's fucking
Well, what's your scale? Is it like
Wonderful.
one?
Hey.
Don't ever go back. Number
Yeah, I
two,
haven't done one yet.
Anything
you know,
sub-
it's
I haven't-
good if you're hungry.
I
Number
actually haven't
three,
rated. Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, let's tell people. So I think if you get a 3 to 4, you're a decent pizza. You're not a great, like at a 3, you're not a great pizza. You're like a 6 out of 10.
So would I travel 10Ks to go pick up that pizza at a 3 lane?
But if you were there and everyone was eating and you felt like pizza, you'd order it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But would you sit there, hey man, let's go to this pizza place? Probably not. Yeah?
Yeah.
But if it's a 4, like an 8 out of 10, that's decent, dude.
Yeah.
Like if I cooked you a meal, you're like 8 out of 10, I'd be wrapped.
So yeah, you drive 20Ks to get a 4 pizza.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon, yeah. And then like, you know, if I had to rate the best pizza I've ever had in my life, and this was in Rome, in Italy, like this was like the perfect, I've actually got a video, you know what? I'll post it.
I mean,
Got a
fuck.
video of me eating it.
You'd want it to be in Italy, wouldn't you?
It's like a
like saying, oh-
4.6, 4.7,
Yeah.
sort of like, you know what I mean? Almost perfect, dude.
It's like I'm saying, I went to Jamaica for the best souvlaki. You know what I mean? Like, you'd want it to be in fucking Greece if you're going to have the best souvlaki. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It'd have to be in Italy.
It was a phenomenal pizza. But yeah, that's the scoring system, man. And I think if people get a 3 or a 4, I haven't rated anyone less than a 3 yet. Haven't had a bad, you know, I tell you what I love about pizza. A really bad pizza is still not that bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, like I'll still eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because most of those bad pizza places are still buying the pizza sauce from the tin that's already pre-made,
it's
and
like-
they're getting the grated cheese. It's only the crust that really changes.
Oh, if you're talking about crust franchise.
No, the pizza crust. That's the only thing that varies. Because
The new place has opened up next door. You seen that one?
No.
The pizza place?
so we're doing a review.
Where the old Domino's,
do it.
where the old Domino's was.
Was there a Domino's here?
Yeah, I think it was before your time in Port.
Yeah, after my time in Port soon.
Yeah, fucking oath. I go back to Roxbury.
Yeah, not if you say it like that.
Why not? It's fun up there. It's you know, there's
Keeps you on edge.
there's fireworks or gunshots or you know little pa, pa. You never know. It keeps life on the edge.
Shout out to all our listeners.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes.
So I'm in that stage where I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I push that food content because it does hit?
Mental.
And my background is a food consultant.
Do you enjoy it?
I don't like making reels about cooking recipes.
No, but do you like cooking?
I love cooking.
Yeah.
That's my one passion. That's what I
You
travel the
think I
world
like-
doing is
that's-
cooking.
You think I like taping myself eat pizza or I like eating pizza?
I think you like both.
I like eating pizza, dude. I would eat the pizza. I have to eat it camera worthy.
Camera.
No one was watching.
What do you mean, camera?
Make love to that pizza.
Just like smush it.
Do you know what I mean? I have to eat it
It's
and
like
make
in
sure.
dodgeball
Like,
when he's on the.
yeah, I'm always telling Iggy, watch out, there's anything on my teeth. Like, you know, like you got to be camera worthy.
Yeah.
You got to be. It's got to be.
You gotta be-
it's kinda
you gotta-
what I do.
Get engulfed in the passion of that pizza.
I do.
You
Kinda
gotta
hard.
get in.
You think-
You gotta
I think
smother it on your
food
face.
hits so well because it's so relatable to everyone.
Yeah, and it also
Because everyone loves a good meal. Like, how good is having a good meal no matter what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
also
so many
you associate the feeling when you watch it.
Yeah.
So, like you feel what they feel, and food is so relatable. Like everyone eats.
Well, there's a lot of positive anchors with food. You know, my grandmother made this. My cousin makes that. My uncle makes this.
Yeah, and it's too like it's smell and taste. Do you know what I mean? And there's like a feel to it as well. Yeah, food's sick.
It's like every time I watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the early 90s, it reminds me of McCain pizzas in the oven because that's kind of what we always had at home. And you can just get that smell when you watching them eat pizzas. And it was like, but they probably weren't even eating those pizzas.
But dude, I like so I don't like to. I don't mind cooking. I don't like to cook every day. I watch people cook a lot. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's one guy. What's his name? He makes great content, short and long. I'm pretty sure you know him. Pretty sure we've spoken about him. I can't remember.
Andy? Andy Cooks?
Yes. The guy who used to work at St. Ali or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's him.
Dude, like great content. He cooks really cool. He shows you how to do it. And not a massive fan of cooking, and I'll watch it every single time.
But he's so technically sound.
Well, he's a proper chef.
But he does, I've seen proper chefs do crap. Yeah. But he is so technically sound, the way he cuts, the way he braises, the way he bastes, the way he does every step perfect.
But there's also these other guys that you see on socials. There's this bloke that I follow, I think he might even be one of Iggy's mates from Mongolia. And he just cooks food. Like he'll show how to make a makeshift freezer out of ice blocks. And then like what they eat during the winter months and how they go about it. And they start cooking all the food and cutting up all the animals and doing that. And then there's another guy that just cooks in nature.
Yeah.
Who'll go to a river, he'll get some rocks, he'll get some water, he'll do all this sort of stuff.
That's sick. I've seen that.
Yeah, and then they cut it up,
chops on the logs.
Yeah, chop it on the log.
That's sick.
That's what I mean. Like it's
just
really
got that
cool.
One knife that he uses all the time.
That's it. Yeah. Beard shaped one. So my old man was wanting to do something like that too. He actually called me up. He goes, how can I get Robbie and his team down to come and go camping with us for a week? I said, tell you what,
I'll go camping.
100%. Okay. I said that to him. I said, if you go and just feed him, him and Iggy, they'll be there with no doubt. And he goes, I want to do it. He goes, and I want to put it on YouTube. We'll set up a channel.
It defeats your purpose of camping. You love going camping and just turning off everything.
Me?
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to turn off everything. What do you think? I'm going to pick up a camera?
Trust me.
He's going to pick up the camera. I'm just going to lay there.
That's it. He'll just lay there. Hey, trust me, you'd fucking love it. It'd be sick. We'll do it.
Do it. You should do it.
You can bring your Ranger as well.
Sure.
You should do the cooking content.
Yeah. One of the things that's tough for me as well is I travel a lot. I'm away like now 2 weeks out of every month. Yep. And I'm away with big clients internationally, and I don't want to share who I'm with half the time.
Oh yeah, don't.
Because but then it's like when I come back home, I want to catch up with family and friends, but it's like record content. Yeah. And then it's like I need to have 4 or 5 big content days and then just roll that out.
You know what we say? That's like make the game easy to win. You know,
you got to find a way to make it work.
That's what I mean. Like some of these recipes take 4 hours to cook because you got to record every step. It's not like just jump in on the camera and go, hey, this is my rant of the day.
Yeah, but you're right. It's more difficult content. You got to get the groceries. You got to make sure you got everything. You got to record it all. You got to go edit it.
Write the recipes.
Yeah, but insert something in your life that allows you to do that. Like host a dinner once a week and say, hey, when I host this dinner, I record it that day. You know what I mean?
Is that because you're coming over?
I'm coming over, for sure.
His weekly invite is...
I'm trying to... I've been working on this ages. Cook me a meal.
Did you think this podcast was free? Sponsored by Adam.
Looking for sponsors, hey.
But yeah, I think you just have to find a way to make it work. And dude, like, you miss a week? You know how many people hit me up and said, where the fuck's the pizza reviews? Sick. And I was like, fuck, I better do one. I called Iggy. I was like, hey, let's go. Dude, I ate that pizza yesterday. Yeah?
Oh, was it yesterday?
I ate that yesterday.
That's cool.
So do you just sit in front of Iggy and eat pizza?
Standing.
Yeah.
And you don't offer him any?
No, you just every single time.
He throws a piece on the floor.
Except for once.
Here's the crust.
Are you still doing carnivore?
Yeah.
No fucking around. So you didn't eat pizza yesterday?
Well, he ate the cheese off the pizza only. And he was like, this is sick cheese.
How bad was carnivore?
Look.
Oh, man's just doing it, actually.
Oh, yeah?
He just started.
I didn't enjoy it when I was on it. I feel like it's messed with my stomach coming off it.
Have you done it?
We did 75 hard together.
Did you do carnivore as well? Oh, so you didn't enjoy it?
That's the reason I did carnivore.
Yeah,
you didn't enjoy it?
No.
Oh, wow.
I didn't enjoy it on it.
So what was your experience with it, though? Out of curiosity. So because I know his, so what was yours?
It was the same thing. It was just boring, monotonous. I went to 4 different countries while doing it. So to try and find high quality meat products that didn't have any bastardization was very difficult on the road. But I started sleeping better and I started feeling less bloated.
That's true.
But I didn't realize that until I got off of it. When I got off, my sleep schedule just went crap, like to absolute crap. And then I got bloated again. I would go to the toilet way more often. And my moods were just up and down and I'd be peaking and troughing. But on carnivore, it was just like nothing's wrong, so you don't think about it. But when you come off of it, everything just turns to shit.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I do feel like everything kind of not hit the fan, but like, I was talking about my heart rate variability at the start of this podcast. If I look at it, my heart rate variability, the higher the better, supposedly, the less stress you have in your life. The period when I was doing 75 hard, my heart rate variability was the highest. It was like 80. Whereas since I've come off it, it's dropped back down. And prior to it, it was down. So are there health benefits doing it short term? 100%. Without a doubt in the world. I didn't feel bloated. I felt... I think I didn't like that I couldn't eat whatever I wanted, yeah. Like that was the annoying part.
Yeah, it's true. But then like I started developing some recipes that were really good. Just grilled chicken in a cream sauce with some cheese. So then I just cooked down that cream sauce, seal the chicken, put it into a tray, put it in the oven for 45 minutes. That was one of my favorite meals. And I just sit there and smash 3 chicken breasts and be so satiated.
Yeah, you'd definitely be way more satiated than you are without it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can eat, weirdly, you can eat way more carbs and stuff. Way more, dude. Like I ate that whole pizza yesterday and still had dinner.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
You didn't tell me you had dinner after that?
No, I had the pizza early. It was like midday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But you can't do that with, like you eat a lot for lunch and you probably won't have dinner.
Yeah.
Because you're full and your body doesn't. It's weird that your body doesn't, dude, you don't go to the toilet as much. Your body doesn't process it, but you don't feel bloated. You lose weight. I lost weight.
I lost 12 kilos.
Yeah, I lost 13.
Yeah.
Like the weight comes
Have you guys put much on since stopping or since coming off?
Yeah, I have.
I put 7 back on.
Yeah. I'll probably 5 or 6. But you're gonna, like, as soon as you start eating carbs.
I told you guys that I was losing weight. I started eating.
Yeah, but you're very thin in the first place. So, but see, like, okay, is that
How long in are you? Oh, yeah. We had a hump. I was in Korea at that time. So it was probably about a month in.
It's kind of stagnant.
We just stayed at the same way in the same week. So that was what was really interesting because we were doing it day to day with 75 hard. We both were sitting there going, I haven't lost anything. I put some on today. I haven't lost anything. And then it took almost a week of just still doing everything, the exercise, the diet, everything. And then all of a sudden it just started to trickle off again.
Yeah.
But you do get those up and downs in the process.
I mean, that's with any diet though, isn't it? It's got to be a lifestyle change. You can't just be the 75 days that you're going to do it and then expect to be, ripped for the rest of the year. It's the same with content too, though. Like for those of you that are creating content, you need to understand you can't just do 75 days of content and then you're going to blow up and then you just do once a month after that and you'll still be amazing because you will become irrelevant again, or someone else will pass you that's still doing the 75 pieces of content a week.
Yeah.
And consistently over the year. That's who's going to beat you each and every time. That's where I want to get it to eventually. I want it to be at a level where I'm pumping out content every single day, multiple times a day, having a team there to do it for you and with you and all that sort of stuff, And I've just seen it, how it changes your business and how it changes how you go about doing things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's I think even today people understand how powerful brand is. They still underestimate how powerful it is if they actually do it every single day.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's true.
I really do. I don't, like, you see so much content. The other day I was on Instagram and it's funny now. I think Instagram's taken a bit of a turn. It's like every video I was flicking on, it was like almost ad-like. Like everyone's just trying to sell you something. It's like, buy this and you'll get this. Or here's how I got 33,000 followers. Here's how I can make you have a 6-pack in 6 days, and that's what all it is. It's a lot of people trying to educate and sell on that platform.
But also I think the algorithm now is heavily pushing towards whatever you watch.
Oh, without a doubt.
So you would be getting hooked on those, you would be consuming those videos. So that's how it's feeding.
That's right. I believe that too, because I make those videos too. In the sense of educational. We were speaking about it in the last episode where we don't ask for things. I very rarely ask for anything in a piece of content that I'm making. And the same with this podcast. I very rarely go, hey, buy this product now. I think I mean, other than strategic paid ads, if I'm doing a free piece of content, it's very rare that I'll say, hey, buy this.
That was the same with me on my podcast.
Yeah.
We never had advertisers. We never pushed a business consulting course. We didn't do anything. It was just, we're making content to make content. And we got to 58, 59 episodes and we never had an ad, never paid for advertisement, anything.
But here's
we
the
just
other
were
thing.
doing it for us, our legacy.
I think it's also nothing wrong with that either. You are in business. You're supposed to sell.
To ads.
Of course. Like, I'm just saying, even from a perspective of doing a piece of content from a branding perspective and trying to sell something. I've actually done it before. I've done a story where I said, for the first 5 people that get in touch with me, I've got a special offer for you. And I'm going to give you this. And then I sold them a package.
Yeah.
And people bought it. I did an Instagram live topic during COVID. And I was like, cool, I've got this whole policy around how you can combat COVID in your construction company. And I said, if anyone is interested in buying that, in me sending you this, it's going to cost you $230 or whatever I sold it for. And then I'm sending like 10 packages.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? How do I make something out of nothing? And I just made over $1,000 in a space of half an hour.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. And that was just once. And imagine you can do that consistently with so many other things. You'd kill it.
But that's also where posting content helps, because the social medias will push you because you make so much content. So when you do post that story once off, you're still on the top of everyone's feed.
Yeah.
Whereas if I post today, because I haven't posted in 2 weeks on my personal page, it might be detrimental.
Yeah.
Last time I posted was the business flight.
Yeah, but also they do reward you for posting when you don't post. So if you post once and you haven't posted for 2 months, that post will get more reach than any other post you've done, because they want you to post more. Because the more content they have, the more they can feed people, the more people stay on the platform. I also read somewhere the other day that apparently the best, so it will show more people based on how many likes you get, how many shares you get, right? Blah, blah, blah. But so you haven't been on, it will show more people. People share your content, it will show more people. People save you content, it will show more people. People share your content off the platform, meaning they click share, they click copy link, and they send it to someone who's not on the platform, and it brings them on the platform. That's the highest reward, because it's bringing people who weren't even on, you know what I mean? But they do reward you more. Like, I've not posted for like 5 days and then posted, and all of a sudden that got 3 times more views than everything else. It was the same type of video. You know, they reward you for that.
But your performance was better.
What do you mean?
Pizza.
You spoke better on camera.
He was making love to the pizza.
Yeah, there was more passion. It was a good pizza.
No, I'm not talking about the pizza review. But yeah, the pizza reviews go off. Yeah. But I'm not talking about that. But yeah, full circle.
Full circle.
Like the shape of a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
But yeah, interestingly enough, I've been doing a lot of renovations lately. So I've been on the tools. I did the beauty salon, and then this week we got into my girlfriend's grandmother's house. Gutted out the whole bathroom. We're documenting the whole thing. And then we're going to edit that down into something. But my passion's cooking, but I'm I'm choosing to do 10 to 12 hours of renovation.
Yeah.
So when I come home, I don't want to cook a meal.
Yeah.
I'm ordering a pizza. So then I lose what I care about because of the reality of day to day. And yes, it's an excuse. I'm not saying it's not, but it's just the reality of sometimes when I'm back home in Melbourne, I want to be doing certain things. And that's where my schedule is.
But also, you cook to cook, don't cook to eat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, cook because you like the process of cooking. I used to tell people, I'm not a big fan of fish, and I go fishing though. And then people will be like, you go fishing? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you don't eat fish? And I'm like, nah. And they'll be like, why do you go fishing? And I'm like, do you think I'll go fishing because I'm hungry? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cook to cook, don't cook to eat. I think you just got to make it happen, like Sundays, something. Like, find a way to make it a part of your life so that it just becomes, make the game easy to win.
Make the game easy to win.
Happens like clockwork. Like this, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could easily not do this.
Oh, man. You saw, I was working up until the second I stepped into this room. You know what I mean? So Iggy comes in, he's like, yo, what the fuck? We're starting. I said, I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Even one footstep before you got in, you were barking orders, and then you're like, all right, cool, I'm turning on.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. It takes effort. It takes prioritizing it.
Yeah, I was working yesterday. I had to stop what I was doing to go and do like that. Even the pizza thing. It's not easy.
That's right.
I got to still stop what I'm doing. Had to force Iggy to come out of his way to meet me in South Bank so we could go and I could take 20 minutes out of my day to do this pizza review.
There's also, it's with anything, man. Like I now prioritize going to the gym. I'll do that often during business hours. I make it an important meeting because it's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. Or like date night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can do the same
How
thing.
funny. My missus today, she calls me and she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? She goes, we didn't do breakfast today. Like, because we scheduled it in like, every Friday. I said, yeah, fuck, I'm busy today. I couldn't do it. She's like, all right, I'll remember that next time. But it's funny because it's like, no, we scheduled it. We've scheduled it every week. And this week I couldn't do it this week. But, it's our weekly catch up to go through stuff. Because we get home, similar, I'll get home and it's like, cool, dinner, bath the kids, watch some TV, go to bed. It's like the same thing every night.
Routine.
How was your day? What'd you do? What's this? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yep, cool. So,
especially when you go to bed at 8:30.
well, I go to bed before the kids put me to bed. And then they get themselves sorted. So yeah, fun times. Oh, we've got a late one tomorrow. I've got a mate's 40th, so it'll be at least 10:30 before I get to bed.
Well, what we used to say on the podcast is what gets scheduled gets done.
Yeah.
So if you don't schedule it, it won't get done.
And that's another reason why the other day, when I said the other day, a few weeks back now, a couple of months, I've hired a PA. And for that exact reason, to schedule shit for me and get me in line. Like someone called the office today and it's like, oh, this person, Luke, wants to speak to you. I go, who is he? I've never heard of him. Oh, it's about this, and this. No, you don't get time with me. I don't know who you are. I knew who he was once it was explained to me, but I was like, no, like you've called me up out of the blue. I'm not available. Yeah. If I was and I had time to talk, I said, yeah, look, no worries. We'll have a quick chat. But no, schedule a time that suits me, or I know what his question was relating. Well, go speak to the team. You don't need to speak to me. That's what they're employed to do. They're the ones that you got to go through.
And that's the hardest transition that you're going to have an encounter in the next 12 months.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a learning process for me because I haven't done it before, first of all. But also to be just, no, this is your race. You need to run it. I've just got to watch and cheer.
Well, today I was at one of the businesses and the phone was going off and I was standing next to a team member and she wasn't in the middle of a service and she just grabbed the phone and answered it and talked. But I could have grabbed the phone and done it. But it's not why I'm there. Yeah. I'm there to help build the business. I'm not there to be...
Because you have part of the businesses too. Yeah, it's like you say, you can't be the barber, the baker, the florist, the
brow and lash technician.
Right. You've got to let them do their job.
Yeah, and I'll be standing there helping them book in something if they need something, or if they want to bounce an idea. I'm there.
Oh,
but
without a doubt.
I'm not going to be the one answering the phones. Not because I'm better than that. Don't get me wrong. I will do it if I have to do it. If she was in a service, I'll be answering that phone.
Yeah.
But she was available, so I just let it go.
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Looks loaded.
I've been thinking about this for like 6 minutes. I was waiting for you guys to come to the how long have you wanted to make content for?
How long?
Yeah. He asked you what's on for the next 12 months. You spoke about wanting to make more content. How long have you wanted to do that? Because we've had this conversation.
We've had it many times. Yeah. Probably since 8 months ago. Okay. I think I first hit you up about the cooking content.
Now, last week, we spoke about having goals on your goals list and not doing it, and it's still being on your goals list.
Yeah. How do I forget?
Why do you think you haven't done it yet?
Lazy. That's it. I'm just lazy.
But you do other stuff.
Yeah. It seems like it's like, what's the most prioritized thing now, or what do I most need to do now? And content is never the top of that list.
But it's always on the list.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, I took the words.
But it's always on the list.
It's always on the list.
So why is it always, if it's not important, why is it always on the list?
Because it seems like I'm more reactive a lot of the time.
Yeah. Do you feel pressure to make it? Because that's the thing that everyone has to do these days. So it's I better put it on there.
Yeah.
I think there is an element of that too.
You sent me a reel today. We talk in reels. We have a real relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we're like, if you look at our convo, it's just real, and it's just reactions.
Just laughing.
There's no words.
And then every so often there is a, why are you gay?
Yeah.
And that's it.
You sent me the reel today of the guy saying 2024 businesses, because they have to become a content creator. Whatever it was. How they're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So you feel pressure to create content.
Yes, to an essence.
Pressure enough to put it on the list, but not pressure enough to do something about it.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing. Gonna keep being lazy.
Will you set goals for 2025?
Yes.
Will this be on the list?
Yes. But
It's publicly announced now, yeah?
No, but I need to put a parameter in it. Is it 2 videos a week rather than just 5 in the week or yeah. So maybe I'll do 2 pieces of cooking content a week.
Yeah, or maybe you do at least this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
at least 2.
Minimum, yeah. Right? It's like we need to at least do this. I need to at least make sure that this is the minimum. It's not to say I won't do more, but I'm going to go to the gym at least 3 days a week. I'm going to eat clean at least 5 days a week, or record 2 videos, or cook 1 dinner, or invite Robbie to every dinner that I cook. Whatever it is. Right?
Then I'll stop cooking.
Hold the camera.
I love you, but I don't love you that much.
Come on, man. I'm working on it. But yeah, it's interesting because last week we did talk about, we were talking about goals, and I looked at my list and I had a goal on there that I hadn't done, that had been on there for quite some time, like a few years. And I'm like, why do I keep writing this down and not doing anything about it? And it's funny how like, it's funny that you mentioned that as well, George, because like sometimes it is external pressures. It's fuck, everyone's doing this, fucking and then you feel like you need to fit into these lines, right? Like, let me drive in the middle of the road like everyone else, in between these 2 lines. What are you going to do if you don't do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no consequence. That's the problem. If there was a consequence behind it, so it's cool. You need to create 10 pieces of content in the next week. Like, oh, yeah, okay. You agree to it. Like, cool, I'm going to do it. No worries. Then day 10, you've done 6.
Here's a better question. Why?
Before you say that.
Oh, sorry, go.
And then it's like, okay, create 10 pieces of content by this time next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut off both your arms. You're going to make 10 pieces of content.
I think we were talking about this last time, but
so, like,
in
what's the
relation to
motivation?
money.
But what is it? I think for you to create that content to not be lazy, you need to connect it with a greater purpose to go, well, I can understand me doing this because it will get me that. I can understand me doing this because I will get this. And that's how I linked my fitness, was like, okay, I don't want to be out of shape, unfit, unhealthy, because then I can be doing this for longer. I can be playing with my kids for longer. I can be up on stage. It's like you said, what's the meaning of elite a little while ago? And it's like, I felt that I was contradicting myself when I'm up on stage and saying, be a high performer, yet I'm not a high performer in all aspects of my life, like my fitness, for example, in that instance. And as I said, I've never been obese. I've been, chubby around the edges, but now it's like, no, well, why don't you be the same as you were, or not better than when you were 25 or 22? And you can still do that. You're still strong. You've still got plenty of energy. So I linked it to something more meaningful to me. And then I think if you can do that, if it's important enough to you, you'll do it. That's all it comes down to.
So why is it important to you?
See, before we go there,
Yeah.
I think a lot of my ego is getting involved. I think the fact that I'm presenting, cooking, developing recipes for large chains, and they're feeding so many people with my recipes, my concepts, my ideas, and then to come back onto social media and post a video that gets 2 views and 1 like, whatever it is. I think it's a hit to the ego. I'm letting my ego get involved in the process rather than me wanting to put it out. So I went to Hungry Jack's recently in Sydney and presented them with, I think, 6 menu options, and they're putting 2 onto their menu. So now, yes, it's Burger King or Hungry Jack's, but 2 of those items are something that I developed and is being rolled out around the country. Now, I went to Taiwan last week and presented 7-Eleven, and they're taking on one of those items. They got 6,000 stores in 7-Eleven. That's 6,000 potential new clients every day that are trying my recipes. So then to come back onto social media and get 1 like with 3 views or 10 views, that's a kick to my ego. So I'm probably talking myself out of posting because it's about the likes rather than it's about the process and what I love and the passion.
Yeah, appreciate your honesty there. I think that bothers a lot of me.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what you said before as well. Like, if you don't let it get to you when you get 10,000 views and you're like, whatever, like even when you get 100 likes, cool. Or you get 3 likes, cool. Like you need to build that level of, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go here. And I'm lifting my hand up really high for those listening. And I'm not going to go to the bottom either. Like I'm not going to let it hit rock bottom when I don't. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's about maintaining that middle section and just knowing. I think people need to play the long game with this. I think people need to say, okay, cool. Like I've made a commitment. I'm going to do 100 pizza reviews. I'm doing fucking 5 right now. I'm going to do 100. Probably going to put on a lot of weight. It's fine. Just do 75 hard at the end. But I'm going to do
Or a water fast.
Huh?
Or a water fast.
Or a water fast. I've said, okay, cool. Like before you decide whether this is going to be a thing or not, don't stop till we've done 100. And I'll do 100 and then I'll say, okay, cool. Am I going to continue to do this or not?
Here's the other thing. No one goes to the gym and he walks out with a 6-pack the next day, that moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You have to do the reps. That's what it comes down to. And as long as you realize that, like you don't walk into a gym, go, cool, I'm going to do an up bicep workout today or chest, going to do chest and arms, and expect to walk out with a 6-pack.
Yeah. I think the difference with gym though is like social media's perception.
With what?
How you look to the public. You know, you post a video and you get a bunch of hate on it. Hey, how much hate do we get on YouTube?
Sick. I love it. Hey guys, I fucking love feed off that shit.
Hey, YouTube's the worst.
Do you
It is the greatest platform. I think so. I think it's a great, most
A lot
powerful
of keyboard
platform.
warriors on there.
Oh, so many.
See, I used to think TikTok was like that early days. I don't know if it's like that as much anymore, but yeah, I used to get a lot of that.
I still
too.
think, I think TikTok is probably the second worst.
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, it's like people are pretty nice. But it's like YouTube and the people that hold back. They do not hold back at all. But you know what?
Do you think because it's more like with Facebook and it's that person, you can't make an alias, whereas on YouTube you can make an alias and TikTok you can make an alias.
Yeah, because when you jump on platforms like Reddit, and no one's like I might be the only person who has my full name on Reddit.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like Ninja Star 478. And you're like, who's this guy?
And they can unleash.
And they unleash on everyone, dude. That's a great observation that you make. You might be right, but yeah, YouTube they hit you pretty hard. They don't care. But once you get hit a few times, you're just like, whatever. Like,
it is what it is.
Whatever, man. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't bother you as much. But even with this dude, we were posting full episodes at the start and getting like 6 views. And people, even you said it, your dad said it the other day. He's like, oh, the content's great, but you guys don't get many views. And it's like, we're getting there. We've made this commitment to do a minimum of X. And it's like, we're not going to stop till we get there, regardless of what happens in between.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As long as we can see that in the long enough trajectory that we're headed in the right direction. Like, okay, it is increasing. We're getting more reach. We're moving upward. That's the goal.
But even like Andy Frisella, he was like, I got nothing before episode 107 of the MFCEO. That took him 2 years to create that.
Yeah.
But it took to 107 and that one just clicked and boom. He was one of the best business podcasts for 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
Still one of the world's top podcasts.
Even Hormozy says it as well. He's got a top 10 business podcast. He goes, first 6 years, posting 3 times a week, nothing.
And he reckons some top stock there as well.
Yeah, he's like, it might be better content. He goes, it might be better content back then.
Go back.
Yeah, he's like, it might be better content than what I'm putting out now.
I just want more views, so...
Yeah, potentially. That's a great bait piece. I didn't go back.
Yeah.
I might. But like 6 years, non-stop content, 3 times a week, never missed. Boom, boom, consistency. And then you look like an overnight sensation.
Yeah.
Isn't that the case with so many things though?
So
you know what I
many
mean?
things.
So people look at you, oh, it must be nice to be in the position you're in. Like, dude, it took me 10 years to get into this position. You know what I mean? And they don't see the work. It's like...
Yeah. You went there at 9 p.m. when we recorded the session because we knew that if we don't get this in at this time, we're not going to be able to get it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like everyone who was saying it, everyone wants the results, but no one's willing to put in the work. No one loves the work it took to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Jimmy Carr. He's like,
I think it was
everyone,
Jimmy Carr.
everyone would love to be you. No one would love to do what you did to be you. or something along those lines.
It's like me working 100 hours as an apprentice, and then, or I was working 80 hours as an apprentice, and then doing a stage, which is working for free at fine dining restaurants just to build my skills. And now that I'm flown around the world as a chef, people are like, oh, you just cook and you get flown around the world?
It's that.
And I was
Must be
like,
nice.
it must be nice. I was like, yeah, but also I fly, like, all right, my Saudi Arabia trip this year, it took me 23 hours to get there. I left Sunday. I got there Monday, 10 a.m. their time, started work at 12 on Monday, did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, flew out Thursday night, and back here on Friday on another 24-hour transit. That's like 48 hours for 3 days, 3.5 days in a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's full on.
Yeah. Oh, it must be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that happened in Taiwan as well. Like, I was there for 4 days. It took me 14 hours each way. Must be great. But it was fun. Don't get me wrong. We presented to like 18,000 different sites. That was cool. Yeah. That was an experience. And getting picked up by the importer, you know, treated like a rock star, and then getting dropped off every night after having great dinners. That was fun. But all the work leading up to that for the past 18 years or 20 years of my journey in the hospitality world led up to this point.
That's right. That's right. So 12 months time, you're back on the podcast again.
Yeah.
Your brand's going to blow up. You're going to have lots more content that we can show and share, and everyone will know your name by that stage. Then, I think it'll be a good little kick up the arse this episode for you.
I hope so.
To get in the mood for it, and then also it may inspire other goals to come to fruition as well as a result of you just doing this one thing here. You know, 'cause you've been putting it off for so many years, and I think it feels good when you tick off some of those items.
Yeah, also, maybe you don't have to do maybe it doesn't have to be cooking.
Yeah, it can be anything, dude. Like, as you said, like posting your journey of going on your cooking adventure. That would be interesting in itself.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'm 24-hour transit. I got to go here, spending 3 days in Saudi, and then you could take some photos, you could take stories. Like, look at this shit that I just cooked. Like, how good is this?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to show the process, but even just the journey of doing what you're doing, I think could be pretty cool too. Yeah.
I think so too. And to be honest as well, on the drive here, I was like, what's this podcast going to be about? Are we going to talk about life, business? What direction are we going to go? Spiritual?
Didn't you get the show notes?
You
didn't send it to him?
From the calendar.
You didn't send it to him?
No.
Chauffeurs and
Missed everything.
Fuck. Did you sign your agreement before you sat down?
No English.
That's a good one. I like that.
So it was definitely a reflective point before I even got here. Like, what are we going to go into? What are we going to dive into? I think it will be a kick in the butt.
That's good. That's good, man. I'm glad. I hope. Look, as much as we want this to be meaningful for anyone that's listening and watching, we also want it to be a positive experience for our guests as well. And I think you being on this podcast for the second time, the first person to have done that in our $1 Million Days podcast history, is testament to the fact that, you know, we respect you and what you're doing and how you're going about things, and really the type of person that we want on the show, but also that can provide a bit of inspiration and insight to everyone else as well, because it's something that hasn't come easy, and we don't want to just get people that are overnight successes or, you know, have the silver spoon given it to them and everything's like really easy for them. And I don't think that at the end of your life, I don't think that is going to tell a great story. You know what I mean? When you're sitting there and say you have to tell the story of your life on your deathbed, right? You're not going to talk about how easy it was every single moment of every single day. That's going to be a boring story. You're going to go, you know what? This one time I had to fly to Saudi and it took me 38 hours in transit, and then I had to do this, and then I had to do this, and then I had to do this. But you know what? I did it all, and I came back, and then we did this, and then we did that. The trials and tribulations in your life is going to be what's going to be the exciting part of it. So, you know, for those of you that are going through difficult things at the moment, embrace them. You know, it's part of your journey. It's part of the celebration. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult, because that's what tells a great story at the end of the day. So thanks for coming down again today, mate. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm definitely looking forward to the next session that we get to sit down and see how far you've come.
If Robbie lets me back on.
Look.
See how we go.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you a few dinners. Yeah. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
That's it. Maybe a few pizza reviews.
Also, look, I'm always down for pizza, but For the people who are now going to watch your content,
Yeah.
where can they tune in?
The main one's Instagram for me. I do have a YouTube channel, but I've only got 2 long form videos on there. It's how to make pastas.
Like pasta.
Yeah. It was actually shot really well, but I shot it myself.
Pasta reviews? Could do pasta reviews.
We could do pasta reviews.
Do pasta reviews.
Do steak reviews. So you guys are off the meat, the carnivore diet.
Also, I'll add, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. I can't count how many times now. It's actually happened a few times. But the other day I got a message from someone and they said, hey man, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, I haven't spoken to this person in ages. I was like, yeah, good yourself. They're like, you're good. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, are you still doing the carnivore diet? And I was like, no, I'm not. And they're like, dude, you changed my life. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, never heard of it before. And I saw that you were doing it and I've looked into it and they were really ill and they started doing the carnivore diet and now they're not ill anymore.
Wow.
And I was like, and that's not, I didn't make the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
But just the fact that I publicly went and said, hey, I'm doing this, look at me, eat meat. Someone watched it and it just prompted them to go and look into it. And they're like, I just wanted to let you know, man, my life's completely changed, blah, blah, blah. And it's all because I saw your post. And I was like, fuck. Like,
So
how do you stop now?
That's
Do you know what I
right.
mean? Like, that was not, I never didn't make it for that.
Just
I didn't do
takes
it for
time.
anything. But like, just the fact that, people saw me lose weight publicly. And
Yeah.
they're like, hey, man, you've inspired me. I'm now gone and hired a personal trainer, blah, blah, blah. You're like,
Well done.
it's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool to be able to have that impact. And you don't know who's watching.
Yeah, it's
you
awesome.
don't know who's watching. And it only takes one. And it's all worth it. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And then everything from there is like, it's all upside.
Absolutely. So good.
It's great when you hear the wins and ignore
dude.
the YouTube comments.
Honestly, if we're weighing up the comments, there'll be way more worse comments. But
But you know what you should do? Should do an episode just reading out the comments.
the bad ones.
Yeah.
All right.
And then reviewing the bad comments.
Yeah.
You know what? That wasn't actually that bad. You should have gone harder.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we might do that.
I like that
next.
idea. We
Call out the
I always,
people.
whenever I'll get bad comments or negative comments on some of the ads, and as soon as I get, screenshot them and send them to you. It's just so funny.
I get fired up.
I was at one guy's like, this is the worst ad I've ever seen in my life. Please delete it or delete me from your contacts. Well, don't stop targeting me. I'm like, send more. Send in more.
Yeah, build the engagement.
Dude, also, how many people have messaged us separately and we always share it and we're like, hey man, look at it. Like, hey guys, I love dude, I got off a call today and the guy, hey man, big fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, keep it going. I'm like, cheers. Like, thanks. How many messages have we got saying, hey man, like that thing you taught, this thing? I can get people message me, hey, that thing you spoke about on the podcast actually works. Like, no shit, it fucking works.
Think this is a game?
Yeah. But it's just sick, man. You don't know who's watching and yeah.
Whose life you will change, and it could even be your own.
Yeah,
It'll definitely be your own.
that's it.
Drop this mic, but it's too expensive, and we need to use it for the next episode.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, that's it. They say, the teachers learn more than the students most of the time.
You do. You're forced to a new level of mastery when you have to teach people what you know. And one of the things we always try to teach people on this podcast is actually how to subscribe.
How do you do that?
Well, you click the big red button at the top right-hand corner, isn't there?
Is that where it is?
I'm pretty sure. If you're looking on that camera, that one would be that one.
Top right-hand corner.
Yeah, big red button.
I've never heard that before. That sounds that's like a weird place.
Now, like, you know what? I want to thank everyone who subscribed recently. Our subscribers have grown immensely in the last sort of 90 days.
Appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. We appreciate everyone who listens. We appreciate everyone who listens regularly. And George, I sent you a photo a couple of hours ago. What was it? I sent you a screenshot or something. And I said, look, proof.
Oh,
What was it?
it was of a yacht.
Yeah, who sent it to me?
Your mum.
Yeah. So share this with your mother, just like I share it with my mother.
That's right. And
She sends me photos of yachts.
walked
now.
past the yacht and she's like, that's my boy.
She sends me yachts now. So send this to your mum so your mum sends you yachts. And that's it. Anything else you'd like to add?
I hope you're having $1 million day.
Adam, did you give him where they can follow you? What's your Instagram handle?
Just Adam Kazal official.
Adam Kazal, ADAMKHAZAAL.
ZAAL official.
If you don't know how to spell official, get off Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
catch
Cheers,
you
guys.
next week.
Thank you.